The story begins with a girl named Remi Aguilar, who has recently appeared in a television interview because she's one of the top students at her school and has earned a prestigious scholarship. Across the street, a boy named PJ is telling his friend Barnes why Remi has become famous, which sparks Barnes' curiosity and makes him interested in getting to know her. Later, Remi heads to the train station with her parents to travel to New York, where she'll begin her specialized studies at university. Barnes is already there, waiting, and they exchange glances. The same thing happens inside the train, which gives Barnes a chance to start a conversation. He says his friend PJ told him about her and that he finds her achievements impressive. Remi asks if he means PJ, the one who sells stuff. Barnes sheepishly admits it, but explains that his friend isn't exactly a drug dealer. As they grow more comfortable talking, Barnes introduces himself. Right then, he receives tickets to a concert by a band he loves, one Remi has never even heard of. He goes on to explain that he's traveling to see which university might accept him. Barnes tells Remi that she won't have any trouble getting accepted anywhere. Her grades are excellent. She has a scholarship, and most importantly, she's Latina. Remi, surprised, asks what being Latina has to do with anything. Barnes replies that it increases her chances of getting into a good school. Offended, Remi decides to end the conversation. At the first stop, Remi prepares to board the second train when Barnes shows up again. He's made her a playlist of songs from the same band to cheer her up. She thanks him, and it seems the conversation is over, until Barnes suggests she take a different train to reach her destination faster. Coincidentally, he's taking the same one. Remi agrees, and they board together. Barnes apologizes for what he said earlier, and Remi says it's okay. Their conversation resumes. Barnes asks which university she'd choose if she could go anywhere. Remi says Harvard. Barnes finds that boring, but Remi explains that it's one of the best universities and she wants to become a lawyer, just like her parents. Barnes is amazed by how planned out Remi's life is at such a young age. When she asks what he's studying, he says he's not currently in school, he's taking a gap year. Remi doesn't agree with that lifestyle and suggests he at least get a job. Since he likes music, maybe he could work at a recording label or even go to Costa Rica as a volunteer to help save sea turtles. Barnes then suggests that Remi should take a gap year too, but she says that's impossible. Going to college is non-negotiable for her. The conversation seems to end again, but suddenly, Barnes boldly asks her out. Remi doesn't hear him properly, and just as he gets closer to repeat himself, a cyclist crashes into her. She injures her chin and ends up in the hospital. At the hospital, Barnes asks her out again, saying he feels like there's something between them. But Remi explains that she's worked for years to get where she is, and she's not going to risk it all for a boy she just met on a train. This time, their conversation really ends. Spring arrives, and with it, graduation season. At home, Remi is watching a documentary about sea turtle rescue in Costa Rica while listening to the playlist Barnes made her on the train. Her parents remind her that graduation parties come with certain expectations. People sometimes make emotional decisions on nights like these. They advise her to be cautious with Lucas, the boy who's taking her to the party. Remi tells them that Lucas is just a friend, but her parents say they started out the same way. Just to be safe, they give her a few. Meanwhile, Barnes asks his mom for the car, so he can take a girl named Erica to the party. Her boyfriend dumped her, and she doesn't want to go alone. The night of the party arrives. Remi and Lucas are dressed up and take a few photos together before heading out. On the way, Remi looks at the pictures and puts her phone and the stuff her mom gave her in her bag. Lucas looks hopeful and proud, but Remi bluntly tells him that nothing's going to happen between them. Upset, Lucas leaves her behind. Now alone, Remi enters the venue, grabs a drink from PJ, and sits in a corner while everyone else is dancing and having fun. Suddenly, Barnes appears to join her. He explains he only came as Erica's date because her boyfriend left her. Just then, Erica's boyfriend shows up, angrily warning Barnes not to even think about getting close to her. A few seconds later, Erica walks up to Barnes and asks what her ex said to him, since her plan all along had been to use Barnes to make her ex jealous. Just then, a song from the playlist Barnes had made for Remi starts playing. Remi tells him she listened to the whole playlist and has now become a big fan of the band. That gives her an excuse to confidently step onto the dance floor with bold moves. As the crazy hour ends, the party atmosphere becomes more romantic. Barnes suggests they go to a Japanese restaurant together. When they arrive, Barnes fluently orders the chef special in Japanese, explaining that his mom was a military doctor and he lived in Japan until he was 11. While they eat, Barnes tells Remi he's researched the sea turtle rescue project in Costa Rica and is thinking about going. After dinner, he asks if she wants to go somewhere else. He takes her to his place. Remi hesitantly tells him she's not looking to get into anything physical, but Barnes assures her that's not his intention. In his room, Barnes shows Remi his collection of preserved dried flowers, something he got into after meeting an elderly man in Japan who did the same. After chatting a bit, Remi suggests they smoke a little, but nearly chokes. Barnes then confesses he only went to the party with Erica in the hopes of running into Remi. Instead of finding it creepy, Remi finds the gesture incredibly sweet, and they share a passionate kiss. As summer arrives, so does the heat, both in the weather and in their relationship. Remi becomes part of Barnes's friend group and is constantly out having fun. The couple grows anxious because they plan to tell Remi's parents that she wants to take a gap year to go to Costa Rica. As expected, her parents react very strongly, even throwing things around the house in frustration. Now more rebellious than ever, Remi storms out and decides to live her teenage life with her new friends. On the way, they stop to buy fireworks and head to a cabin by the lake. Barnes, feeling guilty about how her parents reacted, apologizes, but Remi insists it was her decision alone. The party kicks off, fireworks, drinks, fun. Remi drinks excessively, yet she's still able to solve complex math problems in seconds, which is exactly why she got her scholarship. Still, Barnes realizes she's losing control. She can barely stand, yet insists on driving. Barnes tells her he doesn't even recognize her anymore. Remi replies that for the first time in her life, she's free and doing whatever she wants. She gets behind the wheel and, as expected, messes everything up. Angry, she storms off and tells Barnes they should never have told her parents about Costa Rica. Ever since she met him, her once perfect, hopeful life has fallen apart. She ends by saying she's changed her mind and will be going to college in the fall. Their relationship ends. Fall arrives. Remi finally starts at Harvard and works part-time as a waitress at a Japanese restaurant. While waiting for customers, she checks Instagram and sees that Barnes is working with a band, carrying their gear and managing meals. As Barnes chats with the band's lead singer, he receives a message from Remi. They agree to meet on the Harvard campus. Barnes tells her he's now working at a music company, just like she had once suggested. Remi confesses that things were tough after their breakup, and Harvard is even harder than she imagined. Still, she loves being there. They both admit they're probably better off as friends. But Remi doesn't feel right. Before heading to a costume party, her roommates tell her it's obvious she still has feelings for Barnes, and she needs to go tell him. Without hesitating, Remi rushes to the band's concert, finds Barnes, and tells him how much she's missed him, how she regrets breaking up, and asks if there's any chance they could try again. But Barnes replies that when they said being friends was better, he really meant it. Remi returns to her room heartbroken and in tears. Meanwhile, back in the band's tour bus, the members ask Barnes what happened. He says that when Remi left him, he was crushed, and when he saw her again, all those feelings came rushing back. But now that he's finally built a life for himself, he's afraid being with her again will ruin it all, just like the first time. The band members tell him he has to talk to Remi, because it's obvious he's still in love with her. So Barnes goes to find her and, with the help of the band, sets up a romantic live performance just for her. Remi comes downstairs, and before she can say a word, she kisses him. I hope you enjoyed this introduction. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give me your support with likes and comments.